Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna do a what I eat in a day video. I'm actually planning to film it tomorrow, which of course you'll see in this video, but I also wanted to go ahead and apply my CGM. So I have been using CGMs for quite a few months now, but I periodically take breaks because I'm not trying to control diabetes or anything super serious. It's just another way to keep track of my health, make sure I'm on the right track with my diet and lifestyle and different things. So I don't have to use them continuously. So I take breaks periodically, and I've been on a break from the CGMs for a little while, but I was ready to go ahead and apply another one. But I haven't applied a CGM on a video for quite some time. I think the last time was my very first video when I got started with NutriSense and with my very first CGM. I did a whole video, and so I'll link that up in the cards if you want something a little more in depth. But I figured I'd just go ahead and go through the steps of applying a CGM, just for anybody that's curious. I am an affiliate with NutriSense, so they provide me CGMs and I get to make content for you guys using them. I feel like the blood sugar data adds some value to like my what I eat in a day videos, just for anyone that's curious. Of course, it's always an N equals one thing. Just because my blood sugar responds a certain way to a certain food doesn't mean that everyone's will, but I find it interesting to watch other people's experiments and what their blood sugar does throughout the day, and to get ideas for when I'm, experimenting for myself. So I hope that the blood sugar data on my what I eat in a day videos does that for other people. All right, so the CGM that I'm going to be applying is the Freestyle Libre, and it's a 14-day monitor, and then the other two things that you need are a alcohol wipe, and you can go without a patch like to cover it, but I always put the patch on because I lost one. It popped off too soon one time, and I was like, it's not worth it. I'm just always going to use the patch. And NutriSense now sends these out separately. It used to be that they'd come with your shipment of CGMs, but you can actually order them separately, and they're free if you have, the subscription to NutriSense. So you just have to put in a request for it. The only place that the Freestyle Libre is approved for, to apply, is on the back of your arm. So I am going to get the spot ready. You just want to get the fattiest part here. To get it ready, I'm just gonna wipe it with the alcohol swab. Of course, my hands are clean. So just gonna wipe the area, make sure everything is nice and clean, and then I'll let it air dry real quick. So inside the box, we have two main parts here, the applicator and the CGM itself. So I'm gonna peel the top off of the CGM, just like that. And you can see it has this little line on here. That line is gonna be important. I'm going to set this over here because you do want to put it on a flat surface. And then the applicator, you got to take the protective cap off. And you don't want to touch that in there. So you can see this other line here. It's going to line up with the line on my CGM cup. So they're going to go together like this, all lined up. I'm going to set it on my flat surface and press it down till it clicks. And then take that out, and now the CGM is in there, ready to be applied. And it's just as simple as placing it and then just pressing it. It's so simple and easy, and it hardly feels like anything. Sometimes it feels like nothing. Sometimes I can feel a tiny bit of a pinch, but it doesn't hurt like you would expect it to. It's very simple. Okay, this is it. Done. That's it. Now for the protective patch, you just leave the paper on the center here and take off the edges. And you're just gonna line up the center circle with the CGM. And if you are someone that has very hairy arms, I definitely recommend shaving a little bit before you apply your CGM, because taking this off, and the CGM has adhesive as well, taking both of them off can be quite painful if you have hair that you're pulling out. So that is all done. I'm going to go ahead and get this activated, and then it takes 1 hour after activation to start seeing data on the CGM, but it really takes about 24 hours to fully calibrate. And so that first 24 hours, you can't like put a whole lot of stock into the numbers that you're getting. And then after that 24 hours is up, that's when you can, really start taking in the data. And that's why I said I'm doing a what I eat in a day video tomorrow, but I wanted to go ahead and get my CGM applied today so that I have my full 24 hours before I start, using the data and showing it in the what I eat in a day video. Just gonna hit the plus button and then scan sensor and then put it over the sensor. And it buzzes a couple of times, and activation successful. Warming up. I am having fried eggs, some leftover brisket that I cooked in my Dreo chef maker. I did a video on that. I'll put that up in the cards. And then I'm also going to add a few cheesy breadsticks. Also did a video on these recently. I'll put that video up in the cards as well. Definitely find that with not drinking coffee in the morning that I feel hungrier sooner. So I'm going to chow down on this. I'm just about to head outside to do some exercise. Actually, I have to clear some blackberries for a tree house that is going to be built. So that's going to be my functional exercise for the day. But before I did, I wanted to chat a minute about my change in morning routine. You guys know that I love coffee very, very deeply. And I've had in my mind for a while that I needed to go ahead and do a bit of a detox, just cut it out for a little while and kind of regroup, see how I feel, and, make the decision again if it's worth it to have it in my life or not. So I decided to go ahead and wean off the coffee. And I expected it to take a lot longer and to be a lot more difficult than it actually seems like it's turning out to be. I did just mix up my element electrolytes right here so I could sip on them. I think that is helping. So the coffee alternative that I chose, and there are lots of them out there now, but the one that I chose is called Rasa, and they have a whole bunch of different blends and varieties. And this is not sponsored at all. I purchased this myself just to give it a try, see how it was. I got one of their sampler packs that had 4 or 5 different kinds, different blends that they have. And so I've been working my way through those and trying them out. And they have like mushrooms in them, like the medicinal mushrooms. And those adaptogens are supposed to help you with energy, not have all the jitters from the caffeine, but have energy from the adaptogens. So I imagine that is probably doing something to help me. I also, since I decided to do the coffee detox, I decided to finally order keto brains. If you guys watch the Two Crazy Ketos, you know that Rachel raves about keto brains. It's a creamer, and I hadn't tried it. I meant to try it when I was at KetoCon, and then I just never made it over to the booth. But finally, after watching Lindsay's video, and she was chatting with them at Keto Palooza, I was like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna do it. And the Keto Brains creamer also has adaptogens in it and like the mushrooms and things. So like you saw this morning, I put in a serving of Keto Brains. So I had the adaptogens from the coffee alternative itself and then also from the Keto Brains. And so maybe that is feeding into how good I feel this morning. As far as the Keto Brains, I'll show that to you here. Again, not sponsored, purchased this myself. So the main ingredients for the creamer is MCT oil powder and coconut milk powder. And if you guys have watched me for a while, you might remember my creamer, dairy-free creamer recipe that I put out probably over a year ago now. And MCT oil powder and coconut milk powder are two of the three main ingredients in that creamer. So as far as the taste, it tastes very, very similar to that creamer that I'm used to. Like when I go dairy free, that's the creamer that I use. The third ingredient in the creamer mix that I have is collagen, which doesn't really add the creaminess. So you get all the creaminess from the coconut milk powder and the MCT oil powder. So as far as taste, it was something I was really familiar with. Very, very similar to my creamer mix that I use. And then beyond that, it has lion's mane mushroom, the fruiting body, which is important, L-theanine, and alpha size alpha GPC. And I don't have the details on all of that stuff. You can find all the info. Actually, they have some info here on the back about all of those, but you can find all that stuff, like the info about it, on their website. So I'm just hopeful that incorporating the Keto Brains and the adaptogen coffee substitute will just kind of soften the blow, which it seems like it already has. I don't know that I will continue to use both of the products long term. Like I'm just going to 100% replace coffee and cream with those two things. But for now, like as a bridge, I'm happy using them and they seem to be working out for me really well. Like I did mention earlier, I have noticed that when I don't have the coffee first thing in the morning, I end up being hungrier and eating more around like 7:45 or 8 a.m. rather than 9 or 10 or later. That I usually eat when I am drinking coffee. So that's something interesting to note. So I'm just gonna ride the wave and kind of see how it goes. I usually eat to hunger, so it's no big deal for me. I just get hungry a little earlier and I eat a little earlier. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. All right, enough talk. I need to get outside and get some work/exercise done. So this is the start of the tree house. There's gonna be an octagonal structure at the top of the pipe and the ladders in the pipe. So that'll be the entrance to the tree fort. A couple of big beams that are gonna be going up there. My husband has a whole big plan. But the blackberries all around need to be taken care of. We made some progress. Decided to do another cup of rasa. I'm doing just the original this time instead of the gold. What are you doing? Used one more scoop of the Keto Brains for the creamer. I'm about to head out for my second workout of the day, working on the base foundation of our upcoming greenhouse with my husband. But I wanted to eat lunch real quick, but I decided to grab something quick. And so I made a pecan sticky bun keto chow, used 2 ounces of butter. I've been out working for a few hours now. I'm taking a quick break to get something to drink and to get a little snack. I'm just going to do some ham and these thin slice pieces of white cheddar. Do like a roll up real quick. I got 4 slices here. And then of course I had to refill Element. I'm going to drink this, also take some out to my husband. Oh, nice. Oh, like your hands? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. You're working really hard. Marks on your hand? Yeah. Okay, be careful of that brick wall. Yeah. We just finished laying that. Get some rebar in there. Are you working on the rebar with Dad?
I don't know.
No? You need to. Dad needs help.
But he's not help.
The house doesn't look very green yet.
No? It's about 7 p.m. now, and we just finished wrapping up our work on the greenhouse foundation. We worked from like before 1 p.m. to like 6:30. So it was a pretty solid amount of work and, you know, pretty physical labor. So I am super hungry. I had some ground beef defrosted in the fridge that I need to do something with, and I don't have the energy to think of anything creative. So I'm just going to make some burgers, and I am going to cook them in my chef maker. There's a burger setting on there, so I don't even have to worry about getting a pan out and the splatter and all of that. So I'm gonna make some burger patties, and then I also pulled this out of the fridge, some blue cheese that I got on reduced at Fred Meyer a while back. So I might just have burger patties with blue cheese and maybe some other toppings. We'll see. To season the burgers, I'm just going to use some steak seasoning and some Frank's Red Hot sauce. This is always my secret ingredient in burger patties. Makes them so delicious. Highly recommend it. All right, these are ready to throw in. I've got the probe. I made them really big and thick, 12 ounces each. So massive burger patties. And that is dinner. Got pickled jalapenos, red onions, some dill pickles, and blue cheese on my giant meatloaf or meatball. Not really a burger anymore.
And I'm having a cheese quesadilla.
Uh-huh.
And one hot dog.
And one hot dog. That sounds like a good dinner.
Four hot dogs.
4 hot dogs, like the baby Smokies?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're so tiny.
Okay. The husband needs an after dinner keto chow, so I'm going to make up a couple of orange creams, and I'm going to have half of one, and that's going to be my after dinner dessert. Here's a view of my blood sugar for the entire day. I got really good scores on all of my meals. The only thing I got less than 100 on, and you can see that they changed their scale a little bit. It used to be 0 or 1 to 10. Now it goes up to 100. So that's a little bit of a difference with the app after they updated it. The only thing I got less than 100 on, I got 99 on, which is pretty good. It actually was that my blood sugar dropped a lot after I had my rasa in the morning. And I think that's just because I was still having some dawn phenomenon when I started drinking. So my blood sugar was a little higher and it was dropping back down to normal. So I don't even see that as an issue. And I still got a 99. So cannot complain about that. Breakfast, I got a score of 100. I started with a blood sugar of 101, and 2 hours later I had a blood sugar of 88. So no rise at all from that. It just kind of went down after I ate. So that was totally blood sugar friendly. My rasa in the afternoon got a score of 100. 86 when I started, and peaked at 88, and then 84 2 hours later. My keto chow in the afternoon started with a blood sugar of 85, peaked at 94 a little bit later. I think that's because I started working and my blood sugar jumped up from that. But then I had a blood sugar of 89 2 hours later and got a score of 100 on that. My snack of ham and cheese, of course, very blood sugar friendly, started with a blood sugar of 90, and then 2 hours later had a blood sugar of 82. My dinner, the burger and the half of a keto chow afterwards. It was a big dinner after working all day long. Blood sugar of 85 when I started, did not rise at all. It just kind of gradually went down after that to 77 2 hours later. I am not quite sure what is up with this blood sugar drop here. There are some times where the CGM can have a little malfunction, like if you're sleeping on your side and like pressing on the CGM, it can make it have a false low reading. I wasn't sleeping at that point. That's actually like shortly after I came in from working, and we had been pouring concrete, and I was very cold because I was spraying everything down, you know, with the hose, and I was getting splattered and it was super cold. So I came in And the first thing I did was hop in a hot bath. And that's about the time when I was taking my bath. So I don't know if that, adjustment from cold to warm or something did something weird with my blood sugar, or if it was just some kind of a malfunction. Either way, I'm not too concerned about it. So thanks for hanging out with me on this What I Eat in a Day video. As always, if you want information about NutriSense, you can check out the link in my description below. I am an affiliate with them, and anytime someone clicks that link and signs up with their email address for more information, I get a little bit of a kickback. So if you want to support my channel, if you feel like doing that, that's a really simple and free way for you to do it. Whether you make a purchase or not from them, I still get that little bit of a kickback, and you get all the info about NutriSense and their CGM program. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one.